Hi, Robin of Oxy-Dry, and I am doing a medical clinic today. I've been cleaning this carpet for quite a few years now. I get here every year, and theirs are nice to do because they do really take care of it. It gets a lot of traffic in here, I think, and it's probably 10 years or so old, I think, maybe. This is weird. This effect here wasn't here ever before. I'm not sure what's going on there. Looks like they had some kind of a protector on the carpet. I haven't found them yet, so that's kind of weird. Yeah, that wasn't there. It wasn't there the last few times I've cleaned it. I'm a bit puzzled by that. But anyway, we'll figure it out. I'm wondering if maybe it's in here. Oh yeah, there they are. These things. The cleaning lady was here, and oh yeah, it's all sticky on the back. Interesting. I noticed when I pre-treated up here, I pre-treated with some Suspend. Gotta spray that corner there. We'll get in there with a spotting towel on a bit. But anyway, I pre-treated over here. Again, this wasn't over here before. This is this black outline from whatever that protector is. But what I noticed is oh yeah, there it is. It's like my feet are kind of sticking to the carpet, which is very interesting. Anyway, I can actually hear my feet and feel sort of that, almost a sticky kind of a feel or something. That's weird. Okay. And then we got some offices over here to do as well. Everything is all prepped and ready to roll. It gets vacuumed every day, the cleaning lady was telling me. So anyway, let's see what we can do here. Okay. Okay. And away we go. This is a AstroTurf green stripe pad. I find they work just great. And they have the scrubbing ability, and in most cases, completely adequate extraction ability as well, because once the solution and the agitation dissolves and emulsifies the soil off the fiber, it easily transfers and absorbs into the absorbent portion of the pad. So in most cases it works just great, but it has the advantage of the additional scrubbing action, and they're very durable. They do last a good long time. And they work well. So there we go. I'm cleaning with NCAP Hero, which is sold by Causeway Cleaning Supply out of Ontario. I did pre-spray a little bit of suspend in a couple of areas around where those weird marks where the carpet protectors were. I've sprayed there with the trigger sprayer, but other than that, I haven't pre-sprayed anything. I'm just shower feeding, which is how I normally clean. I've actually probably got at least 3 videos of this particular job over the last few years, I think. Make sure we get some slack here. And the reason I prefer the rotary is it's cleans just wonderful, and I just find it a little more, it's easier to maneuver than an orbital machine would be. I can go in any direction with no effort at all. So and when you get into an area like an office like this, being able to, move in any direction is makes it a little easier, more convenient, often faster. Of course, this is a 2-speed machine, so I'm running at, normally I run at 300 RPM. So that gives me a lot of cleaning power onto the carpet fiber, because I'm doing about 360 degree cleaning passes per second on the carpet. So that's more than enough to get the job done, to agitate, scrub the fibers thoroughly. It'll lift the pile very effectively. It doesn't crush the pile like some would say. That's just not so. And it scrubs and emulsifies and lifts the soil, transferring it into the absorbent pad. That's the soil extraction transfer technology happening. And it dries very rapidly. A job like this, it'll dry probably 30 minutes. It'll be definitely under an hour for a carpet like this. And part of the reason for that is because I am shower feeding, I'm only applying as much as I need to clean the carpet. If I was to spray ahead of time, which a lot of guys do, and it certainly is there's nothing wrong with doing that, but you have to, and you end up spraying down more than you need. Otherwise, you're going to dry out, the carpet could dry out before you get there. Whereas if you shower feed like this, you are going to be applying only as much as you need, while you need it, or when you need it, where you need it. And you just get a lot more precise control of the solution application, which makes for a more rapid dry time, more precise control of the moisture, less likely or almost impossible to end up with wicking, and you end up with a better overall job, assuming you're doing it skillfully, because it does take a little bit of skill to do this. I remember when I first started doing this many years ago, I really didn't quite have this figured out, and I was kind of learning it on my own, because at that point, way back 30 years ago, I don't know anybody that, I guess there must have been somebody out there maybe cleaning carpets and shower feeding with a rotary, but I had no idea. I knew of nobody that was anyway. And I know that there was a couple of franchises out there that were using rotary machines, but they always would spray, pressure can or whatever, like Chem-Dry, the original way Chem-Dry operated with their. They used the big advance rotaries, 120 pounders. Those are monsters. Actually had one once. But anyway, and they're big, huge loopy pads, bonnets, which I have never, ever liked. And I have some, brand new ones actually. But anyway, yeah. I just found that there was nobody out there. And mind you, when I first started 30 years ago, there was no YouTube either. So I was pretty much on my own, trying to figure out how to really make this work really well. But I did believe that the rotary was, and the pad system was ultimately the way to go. I get that it's not for everybody, but for those who are looking for a way to operate a business like this and efficiently and without a big overhead, because that's what kills you. A lot of guys talking about, they start off their business and they get a truck mount right away and away they go. I mean, you can make really good money doing that. I'm not saying you can't, but you got to earn all that money to pay for all that stuff too. So that's a lot of pressure. And I guess this wasn't something that I was interested in doing. I've done every method out there, and I know their advantages and disadvantages, and I certainly had no inclination to go with a truck mount operated system, because my goal from the very beginning, I was a firm believer that I had to come up with a way to clean carpets and market it as a dry method, which is one of my criteria was when I started my business is it had to be, the word dry had to be in the name for marketing. I understood that very, very clearly right from the very beginning. It had to be something dry. I had a couple of different names that I was considering, both of which had dry in it. And I also knew that ultimately I needed to have a system that, in order for it to be realistically considered a dry method, had to be able to produce a dry time of, in most cases, an hour or less. That would be what we call a low moisture method. And that was my goal from the beginning. And I just had this idea, it just took off a lot more rapidly and more effectively than I imagined it would. I just really didn't know what to think, actually, when I began, because my first began 30 years ago that would have been 95. I started off with my first rotary was a 13-inch Clark FM13 that I picked up at a janitorial supply place. It was used for $200. And it's kind of interesting because I actually bought it a couple of years before I even started the business, nor was I actually thinking of, when I bought it, that's what I was going to do with it. I don't even know why I bought it actually at the time. But then within a couple of years, circumstances came about that I ended up having the opportunity to start the business. And I realized, well, I've got this really nice little Clark 13-inch rotary, so there you go. I had my first rotary, and it had a tank on it too. So, yeah, really quite an interesting journey, as it were. I've just gone through a very unpleasant time of my life in a very nasty, hurtful divorce, and I had moved out of the place I'd lived all my life, 30 years, and moved to the Okanagan, which is about 7 or 8 hours or so. Well, I guess you got to count the ferry. Leave Vancouver Island, which is where I live, and then travel for a few hours to the Okanagan. Guess I better remember to turn these lights off. And here's where I started, and that was 30 years ago. And it's worked out very, very well. I'm very thankful for how I've been blessed. Met my wife about the same time I started the business, and I'd been doing it for a few months when I met her, actually, I guess, and then a year later we got married, and initially she didn't work at all in the business other than she would do the accounting. And then it was quite a few years later before she actually she did actually work with me for about 3 years, I guess, and we were able to work together doing a whole bunch of work for a restoration company when there was a big fire in Kelowna. A bunch of houses got burnt down, and we ended up doing a lot of work, mostly doing leather furniture at the time, and we were able to come up with worked hard, 7 days a week, 8 hours or more a day, made lots of money, and next thing you know, we had enough money in the bank to put deposit down on a brand new house. And so the business has really done us very well, so we're very, very thankful for all of these things. But it's I'm not gonna say it's actually hard work exactly, but it's good. It's physical work. It's not terribly hard. My wife doesn't work with me anymore, other than she does the bookkeeping, the accounting, and answers the phones and schedules and that sort of thing. But yeah, she doesn't clean carpets with me anymore, and I wouldn't get her to do that. She's got some challenges with her back, things like that. So it's up to me, which is fine. And that was at the time it was the right thing for us to do, but now it's not. So that's okay. It's really, really worn down over here. I don't know if you can see this, but it's really delaminating over here. So the carpet's all puckering. It's all delaminated. I will be coming back and going over this area again before I'm done here. I'm going to use a fiber pad and go over that. The areas there where the furniture or the carpet protector was there, those dark patches. I'll be going over it again later before I finish the job. I think it'll benefit from the, I'll run over the fiber pad and then extraction pad again after. I think that'll benefit from that. Okay, let's go into this office whilst we're here. All right. So it was snowing on my way to this job. I'm actually in the town north of Kelowna. I do a few commercial jobs up here still. I don't do any residential here anymore, but I do have some commercial jobs that I do on a regular basis. So, but anyway, it wasn't snowing in Kelowna when I left, but as I drove north, almost an hour drive, I ran into snow. Right, let's stop and have a look at the pad. I'm kind of curious to see what's going on here. That's actually not looking too bad. Let's have a look here. That's not looking too bad either. Okay, all right. I'll let you go. I will continue on, and we'll see how this goes. Anyway, thank you for watching, and have a good day.